Patty, I wanted to talk about The Eye of the World real quick. The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. It's the first book in the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. I think there's about 14 or 15 books if you include the prequel. I really enjoyed Eye of the World. I read it at a lot of booktubers' recommendations, including Two to Ramble, Daniel Green, and a lot of others. This book was really, really good. Reading The Eye of the World feels like sitting next to a warm campfire while the fire's crackling and you're smoking a pipe with a little glass of whiskey, looking up at the stars. That's what reading this book feels like. It feels like just warm, feels like coming home. One of the things that made me read it was the way Daniel Green described it. He described it as classic fantasy. And if I recall, he said something along the lines of, it feels so warm and comforting, and it's just classic cozy fantasy. And Robert Jordan's prose are so good, and I agree with Daniel Green. Robert Jordan's prose are very good. His writing is very poetic, very detailed. It's like listening to your grandparents tell you about their lives. It feels like you're there. Like, he describes everything. And I know some people don't like that, they think it's a bit much, knowing the colors of the buttons on the shirts that people are wearing. But I read a review at one point on Amazon, and this dude was talking about how whenever he was in prison, he was reading The Wheel of Time, and it just felt like Robert Jordan really transported the guy to another world, And he was really thankful for that. Because, obviously if you're in prison, you can't leave, so, but you can read, hopefully. And he was reading The Wheel of Time, and in his review he said that for him, it felt like he was basically transported to another world. He was very thankful for the details. I heard another review from a trucker who was really thankful as well, because Robert Jordan really does transport you to another world. I'm currently on the third book, The Dragon Reborn, and I was listening to that. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I was listening to that while I was at work, and it was literally like that. I was there, I was there with Nynaeve and Egwene and Elaine and Matt Cawthon. It is a very, very well written series so far. I'm really excited for where it goes. In fact, the ending of the second book was so good that I went ahead and just bought the rest of the series with my Audible credits, and I've just been, listening my way through all of those while I work. It is a very good book series so far, and I highly recommend it. My first impressions are really good. The Eye of the World, the first book in the series, is really good. Since that's the one I'm talking about. You know what? Let me bring the other ones in too. So, The Hunt of the Horn, The Great Hunt, and The Dragon Reborn are also very good. I'm not finished with The Dragon Reborn. The Eye of the World was really good. I started re-listening to it the other day while I was listening to the second one. I finished the second one, started the third one. I'm about halfway through the third one now. But the second book had a stellar ending. Its ending was amazing. Everything came together, and there was this moment. No spoilers, but there was this moment. It reminded me of the ending of my first D&D campaign, where it was just really, really epic, and unexpected. And there was this moment where it was like, it's never too late to turn away from the darkness. And it just felt like, just like the hand of God, just like reaching out, just grabbing you, you know, like out of the pits of hell and just like pulling you up, just like, it was like that moment whenever Sam was like, I can't carry the ring for you, Mr. Frodo, but I can carry you. And he just like grabs him and it was just like, oh, like the Great Hunt, the ending of the Great Hunt was so good. It had one of those moments where it was just like, it's never too late to turn away from the darkness. Really, really epic. Really, really good. The first book in the Wheel of Time was slow, but good. And it picks up as it goes. And towards the end, it's like, what is happening here? But you start to understand more and more as you read. More and more. Very comforting, very cozy fantasy. Classic. Good stuff. Highly recommend it. Second book, very comfy, very classic, cozy fantasy. I highly recommend it. Epic ending. The third book, very comfy, very cozy fantasy. You're going on an adventure. Trying not to give away any spoilers, so I'm not going to say anything about what happens in this book, but the Dragon Reborn. Obviously, the dragon is reborn. It's no secret that Rand al'Thor is the dragon, even from the very first book. That's definitely not a spoiler. But this book is very, very good so far. I'm about halfway through, and I'm really excited to see how it ends. And I'm really excited to read the rest of the series. I would just like to give a shout out. I know I'm rambling a lot. Maybe I should change my YouTube channel name from my name to, I don't know, something about rambling. But anyhow, this book is very good so far, and I'm excited to see where the series goes. I know that Brandon Sanderson likes this series a lot. He actually finished the last 3 books because Robert Jordan sadly passed away before he could finish writing the series. But yeah, very good books so far. I highly recommend them. Very, very well written. Definitely transports you to another world. And I would just like to give a shout out to all of the booktubers who have recommended these books in this series. I'm sorry for all the ones that I can't remember, but the ones that are coming to mind: Daniel Green, Tudor Ramble. I really appreciate all you guys. You know, Murphy Nepierre, Bookborn, and all the other ones that I'm forgetting to mention. Thank you guys. These are very, very good books. I'm excited to see how the third one ends, and I'm really excited to see where the series goes. Yeah. Thanks for listening. You guys have a great day. Peace.